I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh Evanoff. As always, welcome by the one and only man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. It is Angel Ortega. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, boys. And by a lot, I mean only a couple of different things. No UFC to recap. UFC this Saturday night in Denver, Colorado, though. And we also got Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal. Bit of news to go over as well. We're brought to you by two fantastic sponsors of the show, Rogue Energy and ELYXR. Rogue Energy keep me fueled up, whether I'm here at the gym or at work, working on July 4th because I couldn't get off. And rough day. But you know what got me to the finish line? Rogue Energy. And it can help you get there as well. Code Soundoff at checkout. Code Soundoff for 10% off all of their amazing products. Meanwhile, ELYXR.com. You want to help me calm down on the night of July 4th, Angel? After that long day? Some ELYXR Delta 8 gummies.
By the way, how was your 4th of July?
I
Especially because over here now you can shoot fireworks.
That's true. Well, we went off with the girls' family, you know, my fiance, you know, and went ahead and shot off fireworks with her family after I got off of work, and it was a fun night, you know. Didn't do anything too crazy, but did you do anything fun for the 4th? You go out? Did you go out and shoot off your gun in the air? Like,
no, whoa,
straight up, you know.
We've been talking a lot of the news about that, by the way, but no, I did not do that. I was at work. To be honest, like didn't do anything that day. Slept in. I slept in late. Hopped on the game for a bit.
Yeah.
After that, got dressed and went to work, and that was my night, man.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Being a safe, responsible citizen, you know.
Well, I mean, that's what you got to do. I joke about that, but I did. It wasn't this July 4th, but it was like I think last year. I went ahead and used Snapchat Snap Maps. You go and you click on like an area with like a lot of people, and you'll see like snaps. I did this on the night of July 4th, last July 4th, and I pulled up St. Louis. And dude, I think I told you this. It was like 20 minutes straight, and just motherfuckers out there on the streets with like AK-47s, shotgun, everything just going up into the sky.
I'm gonna have to do that next year.
They're not deflecting it all. They're straight up.
Meanwhile, like, Detroit, dude, just fucking actual warfare going down.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Yeah. God bless America.
Right.
But yeah, man. Hope you guys enjoyed your July 4th.
Land of the free, home of the brave, man. And
damn straight.
On July 4th, you learned why it was home of the brave.
It's just home of the brave. If you're in fucking St. Louis, dude, you got to be hunkered down, man.
You're out there with a fucking riot shield and Kevlar.
Dude, I shit you not. It was 20 minutes. I just clicked on a heat center in like St. Louis because you
look at Kansas City, dude. I'm sure Kansas City was getting lit.
St. Casey was probably bad too, but I know we're not nearly as bad.
We're not St. Louis.
We're not St. Louis, you know? That just goes to show you, if you're somebody thinking about going to St. Louis, we're Kansas City people. We're telling you, don't go to St. Louis.
I told you a story about our mutual friend who went there to buy a car, and it's like broad daylight, you know, just like a weekday, I think, maybe in a weekend.
It's a Tuesday, yeah.
At like 3 p.m., fucking gunshots.
Yeah,
just clear as day outside in the city.
Dude, there was a video I saw of a guy in St. Louis just. It's honestly really fucked up. This is like a really dark turn to start our sports podcast with, but like there was a video, and the dude is in St. Louis on like the streets of St. Louis, and it's like just like a homeless guy sitting on like a corner, and dude just comes up from behind him and just shoots him for no reason. And it's like, this is like downtown St. Louis. Like you can see like the buildings, like the Capitol's like right there. You know what I mean? Like that's where they have the mayor and shit. And dude just comes up and kills him, bro. And it's like, dude. Like, why is St. Louis? Like, how did this happen? You know, like
dude, we really do need to start up a second pod where it's just us talking about like shit going on, and it's just us reacting, like a bunch of news, random bullshit going on. You know what I mean?
Ever since they lost the Rams, they just haven't been this.
But you know what I mean? Like, just get a bunch of articles pulled out. Like, we literally talk about everything in that pod. I feel like we should do that because I feel like it'd be fucking comedy.
I think it would be too, but there's no way that podcast will last longer than 3 weeks without one of us getting in very big trouble.
You think so?
Yeah, from either political end of the spectrum.
How do you think us talking about sketch would have gone? I think it would have gone pretty well.
You know me. Here's my thing, right? Everybody's making fun of sketch right now. But here's the thing. Everybody fucks funny to somebody. And that's my thoughts on it. I don't give a shit what you do with your dick. It's not my business. I don't give a fuck. I've never looked at somebody and thought, oh, damn, I wonder if they're gay. No, I don't give a fuck. I got taxes to pay, motherfucker.
You think Sketch was doing something with his dick. It wasn't his dick.
You're right. He was doing something, but let me rephrase. He was doing something with somebody else's dick. But I still don't care. That's not my problem, bro. I got
I
gotta pay off my car. I got real life
Josh is
problems.
like, I still gotta fucking exist.
Yeah, I got real life adult ass problems. That's why I feel like that's
I can give a fuck less if Sketch is bi or gay or whatever.
Jokes,
he may be.
I really
whatever he identifies as, respectfully.
Dude, jokes aside, I really don't care. Like my life, you know what I did when I saw that? I fucking kept on scrolling and like didn't give a shit because it's like
Josh actually had other things to worry about.
I don't want like I really don't. I don't get caring about it. Like I don't.
I think the big thing now is, and like I said, we're kind of off topic here for our show, but like
we don't have a lot to talk about this week, guys. We're
getting
an hour.
Media, like I feel like now with social media and all of that, like it's very easy to project.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's the anonymity. You know what I mean? It's because you're not like that's like. Whenever I've gotten myself in like some Twitter shit,
I got a great example for this.
Go ahead.
So you remember when the power went out here in Kansas City area for like some people had it out for like a week.
Was it earlier this year?
No, last year when we had like that terrible storm.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was that. Dude, I'll never forget. I went on the Evergy website, which is the company that runs all the power shit in our area.
Yeah.
They have a Twitter. I went to that Twitter and people were like bashing him and shit. I saw 2 people on there that I will never forget.
Yeah.
There was this gal on there who had an OnlyFans, like
my
full
God.
blown OnlyFans on Twitter.
Yeah.
Who's like, and I'll never forget, they go, my 2 elderly parents are home with no heat or nothing, and this and that. They don't have no food. I clicked on the profile, like full on OF Twitter, like uncensored everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And I'm just like, yup. No hate, but so be it, right? That is yelling at Evergy on Twitter. That has been, and look, I get it. It was a fucked up time. I didn't have power for like 4 or 5 days. I was one of the people.
See, this is where.
And the other guy. There's another guy.
Okay, go ahead.
Heavier set guy who I knew this guy would not do shit if anything went down, And he was going off on them like, this is unacceptable. I go on his fucking Twitter, like just a fuck ton of like degenerate porn on his Twitter, on his public Twitter with his full legal name and face. He's not even hiding it. If his employer went on Twitter, he could see all of this. It wasn't even a private Twitter. It was a public Twitter. I mean, Josh, that is the fucking era we live in.
I know.
This is the fucking era we live in. Which, hey man, whatever you're doing in your private time, so be it, right? Yeah. It's whatever. If that's how you want to use your Twitter page, but also keep in mind, man, that's on there. Granted, this guy was like a big time boomer too.
Gotcha.
Putting it out there, but like, these are the fucking degens yelling at this fucking company with. And look, like I said,
no, but let's go ahead and be fair here. Evergy's full of fucking G-gens too. Let's go ahead and say Evergy's fucking terrible.
Look,
terrible, horrendous.
But at the same time, I understood we were in a very difficult situation. There was a lot of people out with power. I think at one point it was over 1 million, right? Some crazy shit.
It was
or like half a million. It was a very crazy number.
Yeah.
And some people didn't have it for like a week.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
Yeah.
And people got fucked. They lost groceries.
Yeah.
Like I said, some people have children, elderly family members. Like it was a fuck time. But at the same time, this is like the second or third day, if I remember right. Which is already a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's already a lot. But like, dude, like these fucking people went on Twitter. These are the people on fucking Twitter yelling at me. Could you imagine? Can you imagine there's one of those people out there like working your fucking ass off trying to get the power on back for the city?
Yeah. And
you have these 2 fucking degens yelling at. I'm saying, I'm just gonna put it out there. These fucking 2 degens.
Yeah. Well, look, dude. Like I said, I really don't care what anybody does with their. I do think that's weird. The whole. I see that all the time. People that they're like commenting in their porn posts, and it'll be like. Derek fucking just put an actual name Derek fucking Thompson or whatever the fuck, commenting with his full legal name, damn, I want to fuck you. So dude, what, bro, what are you doing, man?
Wait a minute, bro.
But back to the sketch thing. I really don't
crazy shit with their name in there.
Yeah, back to the sketch thing. I really don't give a fuck. I don't care what people do in their own home. It's just I've never understood caring about it.
So be it.
And it's it's also because it's just it doesn't. It literally
I mean, just what I've been the kid's a good kid from as far as I can see. Who gives a fuck?
And my favorite things are people that are and I saw some posts that are like that. When people started defending him, and they're defending Sketch. This is why the West is falling. Just really dramatic posts. I'm bro,
this is what we're failing as a society.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love those. Society's in decline. Yeah, bro. It's not the wealth.
He was
disparity.
tainted or some shit.
Yeah. It's not the fucking wealth disparity. It's not the fact that we're burning alive and fucking climate change is happening way quicker than people expect. No, it's a dude sucking dick online.
And to add something to that, he did mention some other stuff too. He did say and I don't know why the fuck we're talking about this. I brought it up. My fault.
Sketch is sports adjacent though.
Right, he plays Madden. We talk about football every now and then on this show.
Yeah, why not?
You know, he was there for one of the picks in the NFL draft.
That's correct.
So he is relevant to this conversation.
Yeah.
But to bring it back in, like I saw him mention, like he talked about like, hey, he's dealing with some issue, and you haven't. I think he might have even mentioned addiction. I could be incorrect, and he was having trouble, and his family helped him. So I don't know if he was doing this stuff for other reasons, or because he was having issues, or he did this and this was just an experimental phase of his life. Yeah. Maybe he regrets it, and he just never, or whatever it may be. I'm not saying it is or isn't. Doesn't matter regardless. It's his fucking life. Everybody should live their life how they want to, as long as they're not harming anybody else in the process, is my belief. But nevertheless, I digress.
Yeah, that's all we got to say. I don't get people that really care about that sort of shit. I think we would have because we just gave our take, I guess, if we had an actual news podcast.
That would have been it, right?
That would have been it. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I just don't get the things people care about, bro. It's like, who cares if a guy sucks dick, bro? Like, we live in America is an imperial decline, and you're worried about a motherfucker sucking dick, bro. Like, what? Like, that's literally it. That's literally it. Your politicians don't work for you, bro. We are fucked. Supreme Court bought and sold. There's no way to get rid of them. You have to pray and hope. You know what I mean? And I'm not even saying this. It just is like a fucking, you know, I'm telling you, one side of the spectrum. We're fucked.
We should just we should really just start the second podcast at some point.
Hey, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll start a Patreon. Put it on there. Courtside Soundoff,
uncensored
or some shit. I don't know.
But speaking about two guys who definitely haven't sucked dick ever in their lives, Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz fought this.
But you know what? If they did, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with. Like I said. Everybody fucks funny to somebody, all right? What you do in your bedroom, you might think that's normal. Somebody's look at you, fuck it. They found out.
They're like, you like it like that?
You're like, bro, you're doing Houdini? Really? Like, what?
You're out here fucking dirty Sanchez? Like, every single time you've been with a girl, you've done a dirty Sanchez?
My God, you really? Like, yeah, exactly. That's why it just doesn't.
Dude, you did a Pearl Harbor with a Japanese girl? Like, dude, what kind of fucking villain are you, dude?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. So that's the way it is. Everybody has that attitude.
You know, you were with a German girl and you did D-Day? Like, yo, what the fuck? You know? D-Day. Oh, you were with a French girl and you pulled the French Revolution? I mean,
bro, just downright offensive.
I mean, Jesus. You know, I mean, you know, like,
don't.
You went to Ukraine and
Did you pull the Putin, bro?
By the way, have you ever seen that meme of that guy who was like, he's in bed and he's with his girl, she's Asian. He's like, my grandpa fought in the Vietnam War. Now I'm balls deep in Vietnam.
Dude, I've seen that post. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
That guy's a legend. I mean, I don't care with anybody. And that man's grandfather probably is a legend, too.
Yeah.
God damn it. We got to talk about these guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Over the weekend at the Honda Center in California, in LA, they had it.
California love.
And that's what it was on Saturday night. A sold out crowd of 19,000 people packed into there to show some California love to Nate Diaz. Stockton's finest. Dude, it was like he was fighting in Stockton, man. I've never seen a crowd. Like, he's gone. I think he fought Anthony Pettis in California, but I think it's the only major fight he's had in Cali. And even then, they did not get behind him nearly as much as they did here. They were fully behind him. In the end, Nate Diaz defeats Jorge Masvidal by majority decision. I don't have the exact scorecards in front of me. I can go ahead and pull them up real quickly. I believe 98-92, which is...
Were they pretty... There was two that were close and one that was wide, right?
Correct.
Never mind. I was wrong.
So...
No, sorry, I was looking at the ones above. My apologies.
So, the scorecards brought to you by bjpen.com. 95-95. 97-93 Diaz, 98-92 Diaz. 98-92 Diaz is insane. I had it 96-94 for Nate Diaz, and I know you had it for Jorge Masvidal. So
no, I scored it a draw.
You scored it a draw. My bad.
But I gave the edge to Jorge.
Got you. All right.
I was conflicted. I will say there was two scenarios. There was all three scenarios I ended up with. It was genuinely a hard fight to score. I ended up with all. I could come up with a scenario in each situation for a draw, a win, and a loss for the other guy, or a victory, or vice versa, however you want to word it.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh. I mean, it was fun. I mean, it was fucking fun. I mean, these guys really put on a show. I was impressed with both of them. I mean, both of them, and it was really cool to see them both fight like their fight. Like it was Diaz fighting like Nate Diaz. Because, like Conor had to change a little bit to kind of fight for Floyd a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even when he came back to MMA, even then he kind of like had a hard time transition because he had been working so hard on his boxing. But like I said, like kind of the same thing for Jorge. Like Jorge fought like Jorge Masvidal. You would think would have fought. Like these guys didn't change. Like they still kept the essence. Like on top of them being themselves, and there are like some of the rawest, more realist guys, and of all combat. They also stayed true to that even in the ring. I mean, and granted that is maybe like a very like deep take on that, but I genuinely felt that way, and I mean they showed it on that night too. I want a second one. I gotta be honest. I didn't think they hooked me in with that. Honestly, wasn't expecting too much going into it, and like I said, I gotta address it on the show because I was one that was kind of like check it out, you know what's on. But I'm genuinely interested in seeing the next one if they do another one, which I hope they do. And how could they not? They had a good turnout. They made some decent money. What else do you want out of these guys? They entertained us. PC was in attendance.
Exactly. Look, dude. Let's go ahead and put it simply. Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal over-delivered in just about every aspect as a fight. They put on a fun show. They were packed in there to the fucking rafters. Great crowd. Back and forth action. And like you said, they were themselves in there. And a lot of people went into this fight. I saw a lot of people, honestly, shitting on this fight. Most people going into it. Because they were like, oh, both these guys are washed. Oh, they're journeymen. And it's like, guys, I guess I just don't get it. It's like, I don't watch Nate Diaz because I'm expecting him to be a world-class fighter. Like, I watch Nate Diaz because he's going to walk forward, talk shit, and put on a fun fight. And that's exactly what he did against Jorge Masvidal on Saturday. I'd be down for a rematch / trilogy if you count the MMA fight in this. And this second fight did a lot to really bring the rivalry together. I thought these two could have always had a great rivalry. I mean, Miami versus California. I mean, you know what I mean? Like Miami versus Stockton.
Cuban and not Mexican, but he's
Mexican.
He's got that Latin, he's got that Latin crowd behind him. He has that Latin community with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not from Mexico, but I mean, he's Mexican, right?
But you know what I mean.
I know
what he got the support from the people.
Exactly. Both trash talkers, both entertaining guys. But for their first fight at UFC 244 back in November of 2019, it seemed like there was almost respect there, like begrudging respect. They didn't talk a lot of shit. They, it's funny enough, Nick Diaz took exception to some of the things Jorge said about he's going to baptize, stuff. And more of an issue between him and Masvidal than anything else. But Nate, there was no real beef there. Then this one, they had the press tours, and they did so many press tours that they actually started hating each other by the end of the press tour.
They actually hated the press tour, too.
Yeah, they did too many press conferences. They hated each other by the end of the press tour. They also hated friend of the show, Brian Campbell of Morning Combat fame. Did not like BC by the end of it either. So, yeah, look, dude, these guys, fucking Nate, their teams fought and everything.
By the way, this is a very obscure thing that I heard, but I heard the person who kind of got the ball rolling on this was the old Bellator matchmaker.
That is correct. Rich Chow. Shout out Rich Chow. He gets fighting, bro.
W move. I mean,
Bellator and now works with
Is it MVP?
Oh my god. No, fuck no. He actually works with
Top Rank?
The company. They've changed their name within the last few years, but it's the program they have where you take 20 weeks and you train as just like a normal guy. And then you have a fight.
I know exactly.
They changed their name last year, so I don't remember what it was. I think it used to be like Fit to Fighter or some shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It used to have some other name. He does that?
Yeah.
Or he helps fund that?
Yeah, he works with them very close now.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So Rich Chow gets it, and I'll give him credit here. Well, the undercard was not very fun, I thought. I thought this undercard was too long. But the names they got involved, it should have been fun.
I didn't watch the whole undercard, and it's hard with boxing too, right? Because it's so many rounds. There's pauses in between, right?
Sometimes styles don't work out the way you want.
Yeah, and the fight the kind of guys bring, you know what I mean? And the pacing of the card itself too can be off. But
yeah, but I thought they did a good job of building what should have been a fun undercard. It's just the fights didn't go the way that should have been as fun. Like Shane Mosley Jr. versus Danny Jacobs should have been a great fight on paper, but Daniel Jacobs now 30
action for a while.
Yeah, now 36, 37, apparently washed to the heavens. It happens. Chris
Mosley
Avila,
Jr. on the up though. You got to give him credit too because he's kind of found some recent success a little bit.
And in 32, just 32 now. I think just hitting his prime. Like he had a lot of years there where he was kind of losing to guys that were not very good. Now now pulling it back, man. And then Chris Avila, which they called to a T. A lot of people were surprised by this one. I'm like, dude, you guys must have not been paying attention to Chris Avila in the fucking
6 in a row now.
Yeah, in the boxing ring.
I think he should keep it going. Honestly,
I agree. I remember.
I think he should increase the difficulty. He just beat Pettis who beat Roy Jones Jr. Now,
Bro.
granted, 50-year-old Roy Jr.
Yeah,
but you know.
But dude, I was like, dude, he's gonna tune him up just because, dude, I've seen enough Anthony Pettis fights in the second half of his career. He does not throw enough. He's not active enough. Anybody with volume could beat him, and Chris Avila did that.
But the real, like, I guess, like, second follow-up fight of the night was Vargas.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even include that one in there. You're right.
I mean, they were the real other highlight of the night, man. I mean, you see two young guys with a decent bit of intention behind them coming in.
Both undefeated too.
By the way, like, I know Sean Garcia lost that fight, but dude, I gotta give it credit. He was still a dog in there.
Massive heart, had landed good shots early, just couldn't.
And he
got overwhelmed.
And when he did let him rip, like, maybe they weren't all going, but he was doing it. He was doing the things you got to do in those situations, trying to let him go. Not as much as you want to. He never got to get that real ring generalship back. But I got to tip him, man. I respect that toughness. And he's down to run it back. Didn't have his brother in his corner, sadly. Obviously, number of reasons for that.
Which we'll talk about later on the show. A lot's happened with Ryan Garcia this week.
Man.
It's every week.
I forgot about that.
It's every week. But, yeah, we'll talk about that.
But I mean, those guys, and Vargas was down. I mean, look, these three Vargas brothers, man, there's a reason they got this little bit of hype going. And they're good. They're skilled. I mean, like I said, genuinely, I love this. If they run the rematch back, I'm down.
Yeah, I'd be down too. And look, man, coming out of this card, I really feel like the influencer / weird. I don't like calling influencers.
This is crossover. I'd say this is
crossover. Thank you. Crossover. That's the right word for it. Crossover boxing bubble. I feel like it was
done right.
It was like, dude, it was right here. And the only thing left was Jake versus KSI. That was it. You know what I mean? I feel like this breathes some life back into it. Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, fun fight. You had Darren Till fighting earlier in the day, got a knockout.
Yeah,
knockout win.
Yeah, that happened in social gloves.
Social knockout?
Social
knockout 3.
Abu finally boxed.
Dude, by the way,
not against Hasbulla though.
What'd you think about Abu? Abu picking up the win? Do you want to see him fight Hasbulla 2025? Do you think it happens?
I don't think Hasbulla wants that smoke, bro.
You think Hasbulla is ducking?
I think Hasbulla has been ducking. There's something, and I'm down for MMA or boxing.
Yeah, dude, I'd watch it.
Hey, respectfully, I'm saying little in the most respectful way. These men, they are low in stature. Respectfully, I don't know exactly what their condition are, but those boys threw down. Those boys
did throw down. Full credit to them. Hasbulla for all the stuff he talks.
Where you at, dog?
It was Abu who stepped into the ring.
Abu stepped up.
By the way, the fact that Darren Till was on the undercard of an Abu boxing match and he didn't even make the poster is low-key a crazy fall.
The fact that Darren Till fought it, like, no one knew because I didn't know.
I knew he was going to fight.
I saw it on Twitter and I was like,
well, apparently
is
it was
this
like
the Darren Till I think it is?
It was super short notice. Like, they literally offered him to fight on
Monday. Because he was supposed to by JCC.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Chavez Jr. And now Chavez Jr. is going to fight Uriah Hall, which that's a much better matchup for him, I feel like. You know, I like Uriah a lot, but he was kind of getting, at times pieced up by Le'Veon Bell, but he just had the power carrying him through. So we'll see.
What was the last time Junior fought? I think it was literally the Anderson Silva fight.
No, he beat a guy after that later in the year. Yeah. It was like December of 2021.
Some guy who was like 8-13 probably.
So no, the guy he wasn't that, but he was not a good guy.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see how that fight goes. But look, dude, I mean, coming out of this Nate Diaz Jorge Masvidal fight, I want to see a rematch. I'll watch either of these guys. In the crossover bubble.
Bigger? How do you think they make it bigger?
Vegas. Maybe Vegas or Miami. And
it's the fight capital of the world,
get the UFC more involved with it. The UFC this was on Fight Pass, because they did promote it. You know what I mean? And but I feel like if you maybe if you bring a UFC guy over onto this card, maybe who wanted to box? I'm just spitballing here. It's funny because
I already know what you're gonna say.
No, I don't think you do. Kamaru.
Oh, shit.
Kamaru's not fighting right now. Kamaru's on hiatus. He's talked about wanting to do boxing. Throw him a guy. Throw him a fucking can. Who cares?
I mean, Josh, and the reason I'm happy this crossover stuff is happening, it's something we didn't mention. Jorge's still under contract with the UFC, right?
Correct. Still 39 years old. He signed a 6-fight deal prior to his fight with Covington, I believe. So he still has 4 more fights.
Which is why this is important, because they allowed someone to do it finally. Granted, Jorge's already, in his twilight years, all that.
Here's the thing. For all the shit that people say about the UFC won't let you box, they will only... That's true, but if they like you or they don't give a fuck, they will let you box. Yeah. Ngannou? Fuck you, Ngannou. No chance. Conor McGregor? You can do it. Kamaru? You want to fight Canelo Alvarez? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Ben Askren? You want to fight Jake Paul? Go for it. Jorge Masvidal, you want to fight Nate Diaz? Go for it. You know what I mean? So
I think my biggest what if fight though that Kamaru did lay out was still the Jan Blachowicz fight. Like I'm like, what would have happened?
Jan would fuck him up.
Probably, but
That's
it's like
what
I'd still like to see it.
I agree with you. I think that's some UFC 1.
I think though we should be happy that this stuff is happening because I think the ultimate goal still is at some point to see a guy from boxing cross over and beat a champion in our sport,
or vice versa. And
Or
Ngannou got fucking close.
and I think if it ever does happen, I think it will be an MMA guy beating a boxing guy rather than a boxing guy beating an MMA guy in MMA.
I agree.
There's just too many factors in MMA.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of those boxing guys, some of them do train in other martial arts, but like not like, for example, Bud wrestled in high school. You know what I mean? But like, he's not.
Loma too, right?
Loma also wrestled, but not at the level that it's like, okay, they're not gonna be able to bridge that gap with an active MMA fighter. You know what I mean? Especially if they don't train.
Well, there was actually one guy that actually got really close, and then he hurt us.
Who?
Tyrone Spong.
So, anyways, coming out of this,
He was right there.
Tyrone Spong against
Who was he supposed to fight? I remember
Andy Ruiz on Triller Fight Club.
Guy goes 15-0 or what?
Yeah, something like that.
All knockouts.
Popped.
Which I mean,
Come
are you
on,
fucking
right?
surprised, right?
You pull up a picture of Tyrone Spong. He's like, really? That guy's on juice?
Transition from kickboxing after having a terrible leg injury.
But apparently, I'm a fucking idiot for thinking guys are on juice, bro. I don't know what the fuck it is. You know.
Tyrone Spong got to fight 15 sanctioned professional boxing
Dude, you know what?
bouts.
Oh my god, I forgot. He was supposed to fight Usyk too. He got booked against
I think
Usyk.
that was the first one, right?
Yes, Usyk first, and then
He was gonna fight for a title. That's the thing.
Correct.
He was going into that one. I don't know
So-
if it was a done deal, but
So
I'm pretty sure
it was a done deal. So here's what happened. I'm gonna fuck you up because the podcast. This was like one of our earliest
I
episodes.
remember we talked about it.
So it was gonna be Usyk against Tyrone Spong in Chicago, and then he fell out, and they got another guy.
Is it because he popped or because he got hurt?
Each got hurt, and then they found another guy who I can't remember, or maybe Chisora was gonna fight Usyk, and then they put in Tyrone Spong. Regardless, they get down to like a third guy, and then on fight week they bring out Chaz Witherspoon.
Oh my
Weatherspoon?
god! Yes.
And then Usyk just beats this poor guy senseless for 5 rounds. He was like 19-2 as a heavyweight. But come on, dude, you guys have seen Jake Paul against those 2 random boxers, right? You can find anybody with a fucking
a record.
yeah, exactly. Fucking, I'm fighting Andre August. He's a real boxer. He blows. Motherfuckers fought once in the
What
last
was
8
the
years, bro.
Derek Hamburger.
Oh my god.
It was
shit.
something hamburger.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, fucking Derek Hamburger. He also fought. Oh my god. Oh my god, Andre Borland or whatever, Ryan Borland.
But kind of bring it in.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious, dude. Just hilarious.
Tyrone Spong, bro.
Spong,
We were
bro.
that close. I mean, it was an MMA.
Although to be fair, dude, we just got to say it. Ngannou was robbed in a just world. Ngannou's already. We're just conversation.
So many people right now.
I don't give a fuck.
I love it, though.
Argue with a wall, bro. I don't care, dude. You know how embarrassing.
Clip
it
it
is?
right now. Clip for him right now, Josh.
You know, I don't argue with a wall. You know how embarrassing it is that Ngannou went in there and almost beat Tyson Fury, and then people had to shit their pants and make excuses for the next 6 months until he lost to Joshua. You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck, dude? And then once he lost to Joshua, it was like, yeah, bro, he was trash the whole time. Motherfucker, he almost beat your boy. What are you talking about?
Josh, I mean, he's washed. I mean, you saw the fight against Usyk.
That's right, bro. I just didn't think about the fact that Fury didn't train, he came off the couch and all that stuff, you know?
Come on, dude.
It was an exhibition. I'm sure it went on the pro records, but it was an exhibition, you know? Like, fucking idiots. God. Like, anytime I see this gets brought up all the time. I'll hop on, like, Reddit or Twitter or something, and somebody will post a highlight of, like, Ngannou either dropping Fury or losing to Joshua. And every time, the conversation goes the same way. Yeah, bro, Fury didn't even train. Don't you know that, like... It's like, bro, come on. Although I would love to see a boxer actively go for MMA and try and cross over.
Would you want to see what they're actively boxing as well, or would you go on some guy who's like, you know, like these young guys would come up like 24, 25, became world champions, and then transition over?
I think probably the second one. I think if you're trying to get guys who are active, it just wouldn't work. But like for example, Ryan Garcia, he's not the right example to use because right now we'll see. We'll see if he ever fights again. He's on a very bad path. But you know my point. A guy like him, 25, maybe won a world title, maybe got some big wins, and he's like, you know what?
And theoretically, maybe this guy, and like in this scenario, Ryan has maybe like some previous experience in whatever.
Well,
right?
Ryan's trained in jiu-jitsu before, like so. It's you know,
but not
little bit,
not
not active.
barely even a hobbyist.
Okay, I got you. Well, I don't know. I just know that it was on his wiki, so there you go.
Yeah.
But
He's done it off and on, but not enough to be like, okay, he's had some level, you know.
point being, though, if there's a young guy at 25 who's like, you know what, I've already done accomplished what I want to accomplish in boxing. I'm going to take off like a year. I'm just going to train in MMA, and we're going to go ahead and see what happens from there. I'm going to keep on training. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. Test yourself, you know?
The only issue, though, for these guys is the money's not there.
Correct. And the money's never going to be there.
No.
Not unless it's a
it'd be a hard
Tyson Fury. Like Tyson Fury was offered a fight against John Jones, apparently.
It'd be a hard sell.
You
know, someone who could, some guys that could actually do it is some of these lighter weight guys. I imagine
that's the best case.
Like a flyweight guy doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
just because I think maybe those guys are making good money, but not like Canelo money or some of these heavyweights money. I'm sure those guys are still getting paid well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe if they come if they come across the pond, maybe they could get a little bit more money than you expect.
Look, it comes down to money because who are the boxers you've seen cross over to MMA? It's always been females, and female boxers don't make shit. I mean, even go back to like Heather Hardy and Bellator. Now in recent years, Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall.
Let's give a positive example though. Holly.
Oh yeah, although Holly was very different because Holly started in kickboxing,
yes,
went to boxing, and then went to MMA. But
yes.
Yeah, I see your point.
You know, that's the thing too.
It's not like she was just.
And also,
you know,
there's simply just more money for the gals in MMA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've admitted to it. We've already seen 2 different ladies say it. You know?
Exactly, and that's just even Amanda Serrano is fucked around with it. You know,
she got a few fights. You know?
Heather Hardy fought in Bellator, like I said earlier. I mean, there's been other women.
Serrano's isn't Serrano actually like a purple belt, blue belt?
I think she's a blue. Belt. Yeah,
it's still some dedication.
Not
man.
bad.
I mean, you get in. I mean, for the most part, a lot of people say you probably earn your blue belt if you're putting in the time and working hard for it. Maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So,
year and a half, 2, depending how good you are.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a case by case basis. You know.
Exactly. So, I don't know, man. Any closing thoughts on this Nate Diaz Jorge Masvidal card?
I mean, we put it out very well, man. I think more than anything, like we're excited to see these guys running back if they're willing to run it back. But yeah, I love the call outs.
Yeah, I love it. We'll see what happens, man. However, no UFC last weekend, but baby, UFC's back in Denver, Colorado with a ball arena, 6,000 feet elevation. 6,000 feet elevation. But you know who's used to that though? Rose Namajunas fighting out of Denver.
I didn't think about that. That's in her wheelhouse, isn't it?
And her opponent taking this fight on 2 weeks' notice, Tracy Cortez, in my opinion, has the potential to be one of the biggest stars in women's MMA. If you look at her IG, already 1 million followers, ranked number 10, 30 years young, unbeaten since her first loss at Invicta FC 25.
And her debut, by the way. Debut
in August 2017. I've gotten to see this gal up close. She fought Invicta SC 34, beat Erin Blanchfield, which is a win that propelled her to the Contender Series, beat Maria Agapova, future UFC fighter, fighting on the same card, funnily enough. Since then, perfect UFC record and all decisions, but the last one, a big one, or Jasmine Jasdavicius, who is another gal on the rise last September. Originally supposed to be Macy Barber, and said Tracy Cortez stepping in with short notice. Rose Namajunas, look, man, we know the story here. 32 years old, 2-time champion, but still looking to get back on the right track, up at flyweight, coming off a win over Amanda he lost earlier this year. Will she be able to stop the hype train of Tracy Cortez and pull off a win?
I mean, look, I think we just got to be very blunt and straightforward about it. I mean, Tracy's already had multiple disadvantages. One, Rose is former champ, fought at championship level, fought some of the best.
5 rounds, too.
Yeah, 5 rounds. On top of that, Tracy Cortez, I mean, short notice, for one. Elevation, this is already something that Rose is used to. Granted, though, I mean, she's smart and she got out there really quick and was able to acclimate, so be it, right?
Yeah.
But even then, I mean, it's still I think she has a tall task in front of her. I mean, if Tracy gets this done, dude, that is very, very tippable. For one, best win on her record if she gets it.
Yeah.
Right into, I'd say, in a contender position, trying to chase that big fight for a title, which is something that we know she wants and is seeking out. And look, if Rose comes out as Rose, and we've said this for her last 4 or 5 fights, like as the best possible version if she can be, Rose wins.
Yeah.
Rose
I don't
wins.
even think it's close, actually.
But if there's some sort of mental lapse, there is a door there for Tracy Cortez, and it's wide open.
look, I'm gonna try very hard not to be mean here.
And I think Rose is better.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I think Rose is better in all aspects of MMA compared to Tracy Cortez.
I agree with
No
you.
disrespect. Her striking is better.
Yep.
Her jiu-jitsu is probably better. I mean,
Yes, sir.
Rose debuted with a flying armbar, right? If I remember right, in Invicta?
Something insane.
Or like second fight? Like very, very early on.
I mean, the flying armbar second fight. Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing that we don't get to see a lot, but Rose on the ground is good too. Like we see Rose on the
very
feet
good.
because that's where like
It's
a
a
lot of the
wheelhouse,
highlights
yeah.
have been in her, later part of her career in the UFC, and especially with the help of Trevor Whitman. Which that's another thing. Is Trevor Whitman going to be in the corner, or is it just going to be Pat Barry? They're not like us. They're not like us. No, I was kidding.
Wop, 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 wop.
Whoa, Josh, you're gonna get us canceled.
Oh no, I didn't. Oh no. But anyways, like, yeah, dude. The last 2 fights, there has been no Trevor Whitman. It might even been the last 3 fights. But I know for sure it's been the last 2. So, look, man, I would love to see Trevor Whitman in the corner. I think, like you said, if Rose is not at her A game, which
The doors are open. It's for the
a third of the
taking.
time tends to be the case. There's a door there. There's a door there, and Tracy Cortez needs to go and kick in that motherfucker. I don't think she will. I think there's so many disadvantages for her. She was preparing for a fight the week after this card against Miranda Maverick. So,
But it's completely different kind of
such
fighting.
a stylist. I mean, Miranda Maverick's a fucking wrestler. She's gonna take you
in the
down.
level too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's such a different fight. So Dick Thug Rose. I don't like that Tracy Cortez earlier this week. She did an interview yesterday. She's like, yeah, I landed in Denver on Friday. I'm already acclimated to the elevation. I'm like, bitch, no, you ain't. I don't know what you're thinking.
I don't know. Everybody's different.
But
By the way, if Tracy Cortez wins,
you don't get dude, you don't get.
she
come
will
on.
be DTF Fighter of the Week. My girl Tracy
Oh, that's
Cortez.
true. That's true.
DTF.
Yeah, DTF. Tracy Cortez down to fighter of the week. If she wins, and maybe even she will lose, depending on how the fight goes. I just don't think she's gonna.
Hey, I'll
It's just-
put her.
it's just
I'll
too
give
many-
you this. She'll be up there right with Danny Ige
Yeah, fair enough, man.
and our Alex Perez right there.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see it. And you know what she called for? She said if she wins here, she's already calling her shot. She wants ELYXR Grasso, UC Sphere,
Who said that?
Tracy Cortez,
I mean, she's not getting
Mexican Independence Day. Well,
but she
I
could
mean,
be the backup. or-
Shevchenko keeps on going back and forth, being like, "No, I'm not fighting on that date."
She's
it's
saying
like,
that,
yeah.
but the thing is, though, when the offer's on the table, it's a done deal and it's time to go.
That's true, but
Chev
also
will sign the
you know how
contract.
you know how the UC is though. If there's even
If,
like
if
a
they
glimmer,
look, if they feel like they're getting fucked over,
Yeah.
they will punish her.
yeah, I'm just saying.
But I don't think that will
I'm
happen.
just saying, when there was a glimmer there, if the UC has a shot of, like, for example, if Tracy Cortez wins this fight and you have the chance to book her versus ELYXR Grasso on Mexican Independence
Oh
Day,
no, that's what I'm saying.
They're gonna
If-
take
if,
the shot.
If Chev gives him the window, gives him, they will take it.
Gotcha.
They will take it. But the thing is, though, I don't think Chev's gonna let that happen.
And I also don't think Tracy Cortez is going to win here. It's a mute conversation. But, like, you
Yeah,
get what I'm
that's what I'm saying. It's a lot already not
But-
going in that favor.
That being said, this card, I'm kind of.
There's some good names on here. Let's face it.
We got some stuff. They
There
got some
is
stuff
some
in the bag.
substance.
They got some stuff in the bag.
Let's not set yourselves up. This is better than next week. This is better than.
Oh, yeah.
gosh, it is better than next week. There is.
Why? Wait, what's going on next week? What's going? Wait,
I
what?
only know half of the main event.
Wait, where are they fighting?
The UFC Apex. Do you even know who the main event is? I don't. I only know the half of the main event. Do you know who the main event is?
Who's the main event?
I don't know who. I don't even know the main event.
Who's the main event?
I don't know half of the main event.
Tell me the main event.
I know Verna Jandiroba is half of the main event.
Actually, I like Verna, but it's.
And
I think it's actually Verna against maybe even. Oh fuck, dude.
and the co-main is like something insane too. Like I can't even.
Amanda Lemos.
It's not a bad fight.
And then
but
Brad Tavares, Park Young Jung.
Josh, Brad Tavares, Jungmyeon Park is the co-main event.
Co-main event of UFC Denver, though. Just to redirect it, because next week's going to be a fucking... Oh, my God.
So this card is legitimate. I think this card is a solid 7.
I know. Just
7.5.
what have they done?
It's slightly above pass.
What have they done to my boy? What have they done to this company? God, some of these cards are just rough, man. But that being said, this one is not...
I mean, dude, Josh, CM Bear is speechless.
I know. I see that. He's right over there.
CM Bear's in the
Speechless.
corner and can't even
I know. 7. I'll give this card like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Dude, we mentioned the UFC Apex, and CM Bear almost threw himself down the fucking toilet.
Me too, brother. Santiago Ponzinibbio in the co-main event had lost 3 of his last 4. Last loss to Kevin Holland in last April by knockout.
Wasn't looking bad in that one though early on, was he?
No, he was.
I remember it.
He was looking all right. Take on Muslim Salikov, very fun guy, but two losses in a row. 3 of his last 4 as well. Both guys need a win here, man. Who you leaning towards?
I mean, it's crazy because both of these guys are like they're so when they're at their best, and youth is on their side too.
Oh yeah,
both these guys are pretty fucking damn good. These guys are both older. I wouldn't say washed yet, but definitely.
I think Pons is washed.
But they're aged. I'll put it like that. They're aged. You know, their age is showing now.
Yeah.
Both had, but at the same time, let's put it into perspective though. Look at the losses though. The Leech, Jeff Neal, Michel Pereira, Kevin Holland, all those guys are ranked fighters.
It's true. And then we got
his last win is an unranked fighter, Miguel Baeza, which is Miguel Baeza isn't even in the promotion anymore. No. He got kicked out by Poniata Serrano.
Correct.
If I remember right.
And Muslim Salikov, similar case. The Leech, Nicholas Dalby, and Randy Brown.
Once again, last win, Andre Fiallo, not in the UFC.
Yeah.
Let's just put it as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a older guy, like at this stage of the career, older guy, but fun guys.
Older guy.
I think these guys are going to put on a show. If they allow themselves to do it, they will put on a show.
I agree.
I've been back and forth on this one, but I'm going to go with my gut, which I kind of went at the start of the week. I'm going to go Salikov.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're going to split on this one. I'm going Ponzinibbio.
I can see Ponzi winning.
I think
my only issue, though, is Ponzi's been finished more.
That's true. He's been finished badly.
And I will say Salikov did get knocked out by Randy Brown.
Yeah.
But
Randy Brown's coming up. I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just feeling Ponzi this week, man. I think he's, I've liked what I've seen out of him more than what I've liked out of Muslim Salikov lately. Muslim Salikov for a couple of years there was a really bad motherfucker, but now 40, he's got them, it's Pon, but also
fuck it, I'll change. You convinced me. Maybe I'll go Ponzi.
It'd be funny if he loses.
Josh, we've seen that happen before.
I feel like Ponzi, man. Ponzi for me is just like the most. He's, for my opinion, like a top 5 UFC what if. People forget that, man.
Who are your top 5? You just mentioned that. Lay it out for me.
Oh man, my top 5 what ifs. So we're gonna go. Okay, so this is just overall. I'm gonna go Ponzinibbio. What if he never got staph and injured himself? And he was 28-3 with like 9 wins in a row, including a knockout win over Neil Magny. He was top 5.
I just think about winning.
Top 5 whenever he got fucked up. Right.
I think only losses at that point were Kamaru.
I don't think it was Kamaru. So he lost once on the regional series on the scene.
No, fuck that. But go to the UFC.
Leandro Mafra, Ryan LaFleur, and Lorenz Larkin.
No,
Ryan LaFleur was good for his prime out of Canada, I believe.
Lorenz Larkin is legit.
Bad. Lorenz Larkin was still a bad motherfucker. So then after that, he loses knockout win over Court McGee's. Decision Zach Cummins. Decision Nordine Taleb. Knocks out Gunnar Nelson. Beats Mike Perry in a war. KOs, in my opinion, one of those brutal fights. Neil Magny.
Well, who was before his first loss?
Sean Strickland. He did beat Strickland today.
And Wendell Oliveira. That's not anymore.
So he's a big what if, man. And then he got really fucked up right as he was hitting his prime. But for me, you got to throw that one in there. What if Brock Lesnar went straight to the UFC? There's no bullshit. That's one of them. What if Fedor Emelianenko ever went to the UFC? But in this case, it's for me.
You kind of saw it without seeing it, though.
Yeah, but I still think about Fedor versus Brock in 2010.
God,
still think about that. That wouldn't have been 2010. It was like
fucking Dana and Fedor meeting on the island, trying to strike a deal.
I have to think of 2 others, but I think what if Habib never retired is a big one for me. Very big one for me.
Yeah.
And then also, this is kind of a fun one. I can't think of the guy's fucking name right now. I feel like I'm going crazy. So he knocked out Gray Maynard, I remember, to fight for the title, and then he never fought again.
God.
Guy out of Canada, TJ Grant. TJ Grant's a big what if. 21-5, left the UFC, riding a 6-fight winning streak, Knocked out Gray Maynard to get a title shot in 2013, and then never fought again because he had a concussion.
Damn.
Back-to-back concussions. So
hey, I respect him though.
That's just a rough draft. I feel like I could make up more of them, but I don't know. Anyways, man.
The fire kid. You remember that kid, the French fighter? Forgot his name. He's like 15-1.
I think I know who you're talking about.
He just quit.
Yeah.
Fought on the Kansas City card.
Yeah.
First one.
Yeah.
I can't remember who he fought, but he beat like a name if I remember it. Regardless, though.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and we'll reel it back in and finish this preview because there are some other fun fights. Drew Dober, John Silva.
Gene Silva?
Gene Silva?
Gene Silva, yeah.
Gene Silva. My apologies. Gabriel Bonfim. Anglusa.
They're running it back.
Banger. I love it.
Running it back.
Julian Erosa, Christian Rodriguez should be a fun.
It's just big meat.
I love Juicy J. Always putting on a fun show.
Against Christian Rodriguez, it's a fun fight.
I agree.
But Josh, I mean,
this is a banger, dude.
Abdul Razak Al Hassan
Yeah.
versus Cody Brundage.
Cody Brundage was feeling himself at UFC 300 against Bo Nickel when he was getting. Let's be honest here. When he came out in that second round and he stuffed the takedown, he landed a big right hand and Bo went fucking. He shot for his life again and went face down, ass up. And Cody was talking shit. You were kind of like, "Damn, this motherfucker might do something right now." You in your heart of hearts, you know you were thinking it, weren't you?
Oh man.
Anyways, so he's gonna come back here and fight Abdul Razak Al Hassan, who that guy's a fucking what if too, in of his own right.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, right?
Not gonna bring up why, but
yeah, we don't want to get canceled.
Nah, fuck it. You know what? He was
accused of rape.
He was accused of rape. Found not guilty. That's what matters. Prior to that, he was 10-1 though, with knockout wins over Sabah Homasi.
What happened in that first Sabah Homasi fight? There has been some controversy.
He knocked him down, and then
they
people were like, "It's too early of a stoppage." So then they ran it back a month later, and he killed him.
Fought Charlie Ward too.
Yeah. I can zoom in real quick for you.
Hey, early on though, they had him against those action guys. Like, you see that? Nico Price, Sabah Homasi, Charlie Ward. Like, those are pretty guys that are just down to throw it.
And then he missed 2 years of his career, comes back. This is a motherfucker.
He came back during COVID too, though.
Yeah, I thought this motherfucker was gonna be a lot better.
I thought Munir Lazez was gonna be a lot better too.
Yeah, I mean he's not bad, but
just wasn't.
I mean he's out of the UFC now.
He wasn't able to recreate when he had in those first fights.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. But yeah, excited to see Abdul Razak Al Hassan back, 38 years old. Jasmine, it's funny, I just brought her up. Jasmine Jazz DeVicious taking on Fatima Klein.
UFC debut, Fatima Klein.
Fatima Klein, also main training partner Aaron Blanchfield.
Really?
Yeah.
From New York, if I remember right.
Correct.
LFA champ recently, just this year, if I remember right. This year or late last year.
Correct. But she's, I don't know.
She's our age. She's like 23, 24. She's really young.
Yeah, she's 6-0, 23 years old.
About to turn 24.
Yeah. Fought at CFFC. That's what I thought.
That's what it was.
Fought in Invicta as well. That's what I thought. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, she's just, it's a very.
The Archangel.
I will say, this is a very big jump in competition.
Yeah.
Very quick, very young. But I feel like this is what a lot of gals get put in position in the UFC. Like, they really do get thrown into the fire. It's either sink or swim. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. There's just not many.
Because you'll get a lot of these young gals like 5-0, 4-0, 6-0, maybe like 6-1 or whatever. And they get just thrown right in. And they maybe get a girl who's just too much of a vet for them really early.
Gotta ask before we move on from her. Is the Archangel one of the coolest women's MMA nicknames? I feel like it is. I fuck with that.
To be honest, no disrespect to any of the gals, but none of them have names that are like, damn.
That's exactly
the Lioness is pretty good.
The Lioness is badass.
Cyborg.
But that's why I brought it up. Because I feel like the Archangel is.
But they're all champs though. There's like a, you know what I mean? There's something.
I'm just saying, hey, Fatima, I fuck with the nickname. That's all I'm saying. I just fuck with the nickname.
You know, but it is nice when like it rolls off though. You know what I mean? Like who's someone that has like a nice one that goes with it.
Dude, I mean, Chris Cyborg's so badass you don't remember that's her fucking name.
Yeah, exactly.
Like her name is literally Chris Justino, I think.
Christine Justino.
Yeah, Christine Justino. So Chris Cyborg, badass.
But like, I'm trying to think of someone who has like one that rolls off that I'm trying to think of. I mean, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Yeah. Darren
Elkins, The Damage.
Mirko Krokop's another. Mirko Krokop is so good that you don't know his name's not Mirko Krokop.
Yeah, because it's Philip
Horogovic.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's Philip, right? I could be wrong.
No, it is. I believe so. I believe.
I'm trying to think. Who else? Fucking shit, dude. Crazy Horse. You know Crazy Horse, like not Felony Charles Bennett.
Dude, the guy had the greatest nickname of all time. He's like, yo, you got to call me Felony. I'm like, all right, bro.
Felony Charles
Whatever,
Bennett,
man.
AKA Crazy Horse. Who's another? I'm trying to think though. Now you got me thinking.
CM Punk.
I hate you.
Yeah, that's fair.
What was that? Alistair Uberim, obviously we had. But...
I mean, we had two. We had Uberim, and he also had the Demolition Man.
Fuck.
The Demolition Man goes hard as fuck, dude.
God damn it.
And it only works because he looks like that.
You know, this one doesn't roll off the tongue, but Joaquin Hansen, Hellboy, is fucking up there.
I like that. Talking to where we're going, the Fireball Kid. Yeah. Pretty badass. I like that.
Okay. I mean, Stylebender.
The last
Stylebender.
That's pretty badass. I really think,
formerly known as the Black Dragon in China.
I think I gotta be honest, man. I really think nothing will beat Fedor's though. I mean, I'm a Fedor nut hugger, but the last Emperor goes hard as fuck, dude.
Fuck.
It also helps that he fought till he was old as shit and was still knocking guys out. So it's like, you know.
Hey man, I gotta give credit to DJ though. Mighty Mouse is
cool. I like that.
It fits.
He sounds like a superhero, and then he goes out and does like fucking the armbar shit against Ray Borg. Oh shit, he is a superhero.
Ray Borg. I'm trying to think. Now you got me thinking because I want.
Do you like Ray Borg, the Tag's Mexican devil?
I hate that shit. Fucking God. What's some of the worst monikers?
The Taz Mexican devil.
That's a. Who is the Mexicutioner, dude?
Oh my, Joey Beltran.
Oh my God.
Joey Beltran, the Mexicutioner. Oh my God. I did not. I like friend of the show because I interviewed him once, but Frank Camacho, Frank the Crank Camacho.
I just kind of like that.
You like that one?
I do.
Yeah. Anyways, that's so fucking funny.
Who was? I just had one thinking about one right in my head. God.
Oh man, the worst ones.
Bones is good. I guess.
John Bones.
Dude, the Reaper.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one's pretty fucking good. I'm trying to think of like some very obscure ones right now. Fuck, dude. I know there's some that are gonna come back to my head that I'm just.
I know, dude. I know we're gonna fucking think of them as soon as we get off here, but
because there's some pretty bad ones out there.
Yeah, I bet. By
the way, Bobby Green now knows King Green.
Yeah, he legally changed his name.
Worst MMA nicknames, or I guess monikers, whatever you want to name them. Here, we'll write some of them. Shit, you might just want to do that Tapology one.
Yeah, that's from 2011 though.
Oh fuck, never mind. Yeah, that one might be a little outdated, but I'm sure there's some pretty bad. I'm sure there's ones in there that we get canceled.
All right, here's a top 10 list. Logan, the Pink Pounder.
I don't even know if that guy made it to a high level in combat.
I fuck with that. Danny, the Cheesecake Assassin Mitchell, UC veteran, Danny Mitchell.
God.
John, oh that's right.
He used to be sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
Could you imagine if he kept that around?
Dude, that goes so hard, bro.
Don't even fucking bother reading that.
Rick, the ginger with the intent to injure Pfeiffer.
God.
This is actually my audition to fucking start doing like voiceovers, you know? Kevin the Fire Burns. Charles Felony Bellin, we already mentioned
that one's one of the best. I don't know
we have Ryan the Masturbator. Yeah,
that one's good.
Andre Touchy Feet.
I hate and like that one.
Dave Pee Wee Herman. That's terrible. Oh my God.
Dakota Harry Bush. Jesus Christ. I fucking hate that too.
All right, you know what, man? Let's just fucking wrap up UFC.
I did say there was some on here that probably canceled us. I wasn't wrong.
Dakota Harry Bush. How about it? Look, man. Hey, you know what? When you're out at the bar with your boys and some dude starts giving you shit, you go, "Yo, man, I'm Dakota Harry Bush, bro. Don't fuck with me, man."
Well, just about Joshua Van,
Charles Johnson. Short notice, actually, 2 weeks notice. These guys just adding in the card.
DTF fighters.
Luana Santos is taking on the returning Maria Agapova.
By the way, 2 former Tracy Cortez opponents on the card.
That's true. Maria Agapova has not competed in 2 years. You know, she's been very upfront about the fact that UFC has not been offering her fights.
Hey, gotta show up now.
So now you gotta show up.
Maybe get that bonus.
She's somebody that, man, I really thought was gonna be the real deal. I just had no idea she had no jits.
That 9-1 start, you loved it, didn't you?
Dude, and then she came in that Hannah Cyphers fight, that's only a submission because she beat the piss out of Hannah Cyphers before that.
Beat her bad, right?
Beat her very bad.
Did she break her nose in that fight? Or am I thinking of a different
I think you're right about that one. And then she lost to Shayna Dobson, which is just like statistically one of the biggest upsets of all time in UFC history. So she's just been unable to recover. 1 and 2 in her last 3.
We talked about that.
So yeah, we'll see. Josh Frumd, Andre Petrosky, banger. I like that. Early fight on the card.
Wait, Montel Jackson, Damon Blackshirt, these guys are probably not well known at all by the fan base. But like as far as a matchup,
good.
I fucking like that.
Montel Jackson 4 in a row. Last knocked out 77-year-old Ronnie Yaya last year.
The ageless Ronnie Yaya.
No, he has a name. I just said it. Taking on Damon Blackshear.
Dude, Damon Blackshear, though. Damon Blackshear is a dog.
Yeah.
He's a hard fight for anybody.
Lost to Mario Bautista in August. So,
hey,
but he's gotten some
he's
wins.
gone the distance though, against some of these higher level competition, though.
He's gotten some big wins. So that should be a fun
what was his
fight.
moniker? I saw it there for a split second. It was long.
Damon Blackshear. His moniker.
The Monster.
Damon.
The
Monster. Blackshear. I'll fuck with that. All right. Yeah, I mean, we're going to watch this card. Hopefully it's fun. So I got maybe not high hopes, but hopefully it'll be fun. Look, Angel, we're going to go and move to the news because we only got a couple things to wrap up with. And
by the way, I can't believe this is even a fight. Like,
dude,
even a thought. I didn't even thought this.
I didn't see this coming either.
This was a fucking curveball. Like, you talk about fucking curveballs.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, this is fucking. I can't think. I mean, I don't know baseball, Josh, but who's the go to curveballs? Do you know? Do you know anybody who's a good curveball pitcher?
No, he's like Zach Greinke up in that bitch. That's what he's doing.
Shit, dude, this guy. This is some
Royals
hey,
legend.
I fucking got this. Is some Shinya Otani shit.
This is Johnny Cueto up in there.
This is some Shinya Otani shit, man. I am not making this up.
So
and when I mean Shinya Otani shit, I mean like you couldn't have even bet on this. Like
this is
like the guy managing Otani's fucking money who started gambling and shit couldn't have fucking bet on this shit.
I know they investigated him, but I'm like I saw like a clip of Otani at like
you're like that motherfucker knows
at a sports event. I think it was like the Final Four or some shit. And dude, the motherfucker looked stressed. And I'm like, yo, that I've seen a parlay whenever I seen it on the face, you know. But
Otani's like, fuck, dude, I got like four. I got 200,000 on this shit.
Like Duke's only up by 2. Oh my god, you know. Anyways, man. So let's set the scene. All right, we wanted to see Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez for a long time. I think most boxing fans, maybe not most, but a lot of boxing fans think it's in their list of most fights they want to see. Right, at least top 3.
I mean, Josh, just rip the Band-Aid off, motherfucker. Fuck the lead.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Rip the fucking Band-Aid off.
Here's the thing.
You want to lead it up?
No. Here's the thing. Because people told me,
and look, I got shit on for supporting a Makabu. Is this the bullshit we get?
No, here's the thing, right? I'm doing the lead-in so that way I can bring up to say he instead fought Jaime Munguia, and you know what? I saw motherfuckers defending the fact that he was fighting 27-year-old Jaime Munguia, whose best one was John Ryder.
So
people defended it. Fine. You know what? Fine. If do that fight, if you're gonna fight a top contender next, give me Morrell. Fine, it doesn't have to be Benavidez.
Give me Morrell. Just picked up his like 10th win, Josh. Yeah. Did you really want to see that fight?
It's not my number one, but there are better fights to make if you're not going to fight David Benavidez.
You're telling me you could have lived with Dave Morrell. You could have woken up in fucking peace with Dave Morrell.
But here's the point. I could have accepted David Morrell. I cannot accept either Edgar Berlanga or Chris Eubank Jr. Because, ladies and gentlemen, according to multiple reports, that's what we're at. Canelo Alvarez against either Chris Eubank Jr. or Edgar Berlanga.
Dude, he might as well pull a fucking Jake and fight Chris Eubank Sr. in there, dude. Like,
fuck it, dude. Him and
you're
Nigel
Benn. You're probably gonna get the same results.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. Handicap match. Let's pull in misfits. Canelo Alvarez against Chris Eubank and Chris
Senior and Junior fighting in the same ring.
Fuck it, dude. Where's Harlem Eubank? Throw him in there. 3v1. Oh my god. So yeah, apparently that's it. Canelo Alvarez versus Chris Eubank Jr. is targeted for September. According to several reports, it's going to be Edgar Berlanga.
You know what I blame for all of this? I really legitimately blame was it the WBC that blocked the Mbakabu Canelo fight?
Correct.
I legitimately blame them for this. I think this is when it all started.
You know who I blame?
When the WBC fucking was like, yeah, fuck you. We don't want to do that.
You know who I blame?
Canelo, you make us a fuck ton of money because we have to, sanction your fucking fights and pay for all those belts. Yeah. But you know something? Yeah, you can go fight. I fucking can't even think of was he Turkish? You were the guy he knocked out.
Yeah.
I can't even think of his fucking name.
Anvi Yildirim.
Anvi Yildirim.
Funnily enough, knocked out by Chris Eubank Jr. back in 2015.
Hey, man, maybe that's why. But
in round 2.
Regardless, though, back then, dude, Canelo afterwards campaigned for an Mbakavu fight, which would have been at what, cruiserweight?
Cruiserweight, yeah.
And WBC said no to that.
Yep. I hear you. Yeah. I know. And look, dude, here's the thing. I've made it well known on the show. I actually like Eubank Jr. a lot. I think he's a fun guy, very fun style. You know, he kind of has like the Roy Jones kind of approach where he's kind of like very loose. He'll talk his shit.
But also, we're not that far removed from him losing to, oh my God.
Liam Smith. He lost to Liam Smith.
Who fucking Canelo beat.
Last year, I think. Now, granted, and even whenever he fought Liam Smith, that was years ago. Liam Smith was weight drained, but at the same time, it's like, dude. You can't come off a loss to Liam. I understand he avenged. Like, look, he came back. They had the rematch. He dropped him like 4 times or whatever the fuck, and he knocked him out. Whatever. But you still lost to Liam Smith, bro, right before that. And Edgar Berlanga, motherfucker, I don't know who Edgar Berlanga has. Can you name a single guy on Edgar Berlanga's record? Gun to your fucking head right now. No. I can't either. You know, I know he has. Oh, Steve Rolls. That's who he beat. He beat fucking Steve Rolls. Steve fucking Rolls.
You know something? I feel like if Canelo wanted to just headhunt these young guys, he might as well just commit to it. You know what I mean?
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, at that point, at least, it's like, oh, fuck it. He's going to take on the new guard. He might as well take him, you know. But I guess in that case, you might as well fight a... Man, why am I blanking on his name now?
David fucking Benavidez?
Yes, you know what I mean? Like, I guess if you're going to do that, if you're going to take on the young generation, you might as well take on the one that everyone should.
That's why I just don't respect it, too. And it's like, dude, I got some shit on, like, online whenever I said this. But it's like, dude, you cannot fucking say that you're, like, you know, he brings nothing to the table. You know, and he said that about David Benavidez, right? And he said they brought nothing to the table in terms of money. And then he went and fought fucking Jaime Munguia. And now he's going to fight Edgar Berlanga or Chris Eubank Jr. Eubank Jr. could even understand if you're going to fight him in the UK.
I'm just in shock that...
If it's about money.
Then nothing with Turkey ELYXR worked out. You know what I mean? I'm just shocked that they couldn't come to something. Because credit to them, when the Saudis won it, they've gotten it done every single fucking time.
Yeah.
And that is not an exaggeration.
No.
They wanted Fury and Ngannou. Fucking got it. You know what I mean?
And with Joshua Ngannou, got it. The only thing they have fucked up on was having Deontay Wilder fight people before Anthony Joshua. That's it. That's the only thing they fucked up on.
They got Fury Usyk too.
Even then, they gave Wilder 2 tries.
They're giving us better beef in Bivol. If they weren't here, we might not even be getting this fight at all.
No, exactly. I know for a fact we wouldn't have seen Fury Usyk. You know what I mean?
Somehow, credit to these guys out in the Middle East. They've done it every single time. But not
you want to get His Excellency on the show for an interview?
But not Turkey Al-Sheikh, not even His Excellency himself was able to come to a deal with Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, to fight. Well, here's the thing too. Is Turkey was like, you know, I actually like Crawford as a matchup more than Benavidez, but I'll book Benavidez. I'll book either one.
To be honest, I have a weird feeling if that fight does happen, Benavidez and Canelo, it's going to be because of those guys.
I agree. And you know here's the thing.
They'll make the money for it. They put the event up. They'll stack the card.
I don't even get it because I think Canelo can beat David Benavidez.
Not even just that. But you know Canelo's going to get a bag.
Yeah, I'm not even picking to be David Benavidez.
I mean, it's not like Canelo needs that bag.
No.
But he'll get that bag.
I mean, the guy fucking... I mean, he owns...
He's one of the most paid athletes on the planet.
Dude, I mean, he's...
One of the highest earning athletes on the planet.
He owns Mexico, right? So.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but this guy...
I know. We don't really own Mexico. You know?
Right. But, Jesus Christ. I was going to say something crazy. I had to hold back.
What were you to say?
It's something about the president. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, it's good that you held back then.
Yeah. We don't want to get called out on here for fucking...
sexism?
No, not even that.
Oh, no.
And there might have been a powerful, maybe quote-unquote leader who might not like these people. And I was going to mention about them running Mexico.
Oh, no.
but not in a negative way. I was just saying they were running.
I hear you. But anyways, look,
some people do think that they're running the whole world. But we're not going to get into that. That's besides the point.
Okay.
Everybody forget the last 2 minutes there.
Forget the last 2 minutes. Here's what we're going to go ahead and talk about, dude. I'll actually just ask you this before we go ahead and move off of it. Would you rather see Canelo fight Chris Eubank Jr. or Edgar Berlanga? Which one? Because that's what it's down to. So if you have a gun to your head, who do you want? Canelo Eubank, Canelo Berlanga.
They're both about the same. But if I had to pick, probably Berlanga.
Yeah?
I think it'd be hard to get out of there.
Yeah, I agree with you.
At this point in time. He's young, he's tough, and he'll take the.
Selfishly, I like Eubank Jr. I want to see him get that payday, and I think if they have it in the UK, I'm gonna add a caveat to this. I'm gonna say Eubank Jr., but if they do it in the UK,
but they're not. They're doing it in Vegas, probably.
If they're doing it in Vegas, Berlanga.
What's the targeted place? Do you know?
No, there is no targeted place as of now. We just know September.
He's gonna be in the States.
That's what I'm thinking too. Which
Texas or Vegas, either one.
But dude, if he fought him in Eubank Jr. in the UK, Florida, they could sell out Wembley. You know what I mean? But they're not going to do it. But if they,
that's one place that I think Canelo, I would love to still see him fight in, is probably England in some capacity.
Yeah, I would like that. And if he does,
once again though, our boy Turkey Al-Sheikh, you can make that happen.
Hey, His Excellency. Hey, come on, man. But anyways, man, we're gonna move one down. Because from one boxing shit show to another, from Canelo Alvarez declining to fight David Benavidez.
Is this even a shit show, Joe? Is this even boxing?
I guess I don't know what this would be.
I don't know. I think
King Ryan Garcia. We give updates like every 2 weeks at this point. This motherfucker.
By the way, this was the peak of the Ryan Garcia
shit.
The whole situation. Whatever.
Yeah.
The inception of all of it. I mean, I don't want to say this, but like this whole thing, this is the peak.
Yes.
Like you know how Bitcoin peaked? This is Ryan Garcia's Bitcoin peak.
Actually, I don't think Bitcoin's peaked, Angel. I think whenever the U.S. falls in November, I think whenever
Jesus Christ,
as an empire,
you need to stop. You're gonna get us
as an
in trouble.
empire, whenever the
You're
U.S.
gonna
falls,
get us in fucking trouble.
No, I'm just telling the truth. Everybody knows I'm right. You guys just don't want to. You guys just don't want to look inward and think about what's gonna happen whenever the shit goes down. Okay, you guys are all too busy on fucking TikTok, you know. But anyways,
they're getting rid of that anyways.
That's true. That's true. They don't want your ass on TikTok.
But let's reel it back in.
Reel it back in. Ryan Garcia. So Ryan Garcia. The morning of July 4th, I was asleep, getting ready for the big day. He was up early in the morning, where he said some stuff about George Floyd that I will not repeat. He said some words, the N-word. Yes, that one, which I will not repeat either. And he did a whole rant. And then later in the day, it got so bad. He said so much to give you an idea of how much racist shit Ryan Garcia said.
By the way, on top of that, you saw he's not with his girl anymore. Like, they were trying to get things, work out things, and now it's like it's done. It's not. They're not back together.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia said so much racist shit that the WBC would sanction a fucking duel if it was profitable. Because
dude, the WBC would sanction War Machine to fight.
Dude, if they could get out, if they could bring Carlos Monzon back from the dead, Mauricio Soliman would sanction him for a fucking WBC title fight, bro.
Dude, who was the guy from the Kane situation?
Harry Gallardi Jr.? Are you talking about Harry Gallardi Jr., the pedophile?
If they could get Harry Gallardo Jr. and War Machine to fight, they would. Dude, they'd actually do a fucking what is it called in the WWE? A three-way.
A triple threat match?
They would do a triple threat match. They would resurrect They would resurrect anyone.
They would, yeah. If
they're hitting all the crossovers there, dude. MMA, boxing.
That's some real fighting, guys.
I guess fight. News, not social media. That's
fuck Nate Diaz. That's Real Fight Inc. We're starting our own promotion.
And in the middle of it, they throw a fucking knife, dude. You know who's the true killer?
And we throw in
we know fucking Gallardo Jr. isn't the killer.
Hear me out. We throw in who's that serial killer who's like fucking 6'9"? Ed Kemper. Let's throw Ed Kemper in there and fatal 4-way. Fuck it. Let's fuck the weight classes, bro. Fuck the boxing shit. He's not waking up. Yeah, dude.
I never thought that we would get this point with this whole rank. I knew it was bad. Like, I really hoped it would get better. I know you didn't. Well, I'm not saying you didn't hope it get. Whoa, I'm sorry. I didn't say it. I know. I'm not saying that you didn't hope it get better. I fuck with you. You didn't think it would get. You didn't think Ryan would get. I thought make changes. That's what I'm trying to say.
I did not think it would make changes, but I thought somebody would get involved in Ryan Garcia's life and tell him that he needs help. And like you know what happened is every few days his family would come up and be like, oh yeah, he's gonna get involved in rehab, or his dad would say something, and then they'd come back like 2 days later and be like, actually, you know what? He's doing great. I spoke with him on the phone last night. He's never been better.
Well, finally his family didn't say that.
No, finally his family, after it took saying George Floyd is a, you mean? Like, I can't, he said some really bad shit. You guys can find the video out there. And it took that for his family to come out and be like, yeah, he needs help. The WBC removed him. They don't want him to
drink anymore. He wasn't there for his brother's training camp.
WBC removed him from the rankings. He said he was going to rehab. He did not go to rehab. Instead, he was at his brother's fight, nearly got into a fight with some people in the crowd. And he's still just hanging around here, man. It's really bad, and it's only going to get worse. You know?
And the other thing is, I'm pretty sure, like, even the people, like, there's probably people around him who are not helping. But it's so rough for like a person in this situation. People would be like, he has money, he has all this. No wonder, he doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? He can get the help if he wanted to. But at the same time, it's like, dude, sometimes as a human being, you need people there who are telling you, dude, you are fucking up and you're destroying your life right now. And that's what he needs right now. He needs someone to give him a real, like you are gonna ruin everything, dude, and you still have a chance to bring it back somehow. Because this kid, he has it all. And he could really like set himself up for success. I mean, if he genuinely like, he's a guy out there who talks a lot about God and being and wanting to be a good parent and do the right thing. if he truly wants to genuinely do those things, he will seek that help out. Because, dude, like this guy, like I said I kind of said this about Luke Rockhold whenever he's having his downtime. Obviously, his is very different than Ryan.
Oh yeah.
But I'll put it like this: they are both like I said, they have it all, and it's a curse because just like Luke and just like Ryan, no Diddy, they're both good looking guys, both successful, both champions. You got everything. You know what I mean? And then all eyes on you, and you're making all these mistakes, and you're fucking up. It's hard. And like I said, Luke didn't go through all of this. He had other issues that he was dealing with in his own right.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, it's just like, if Ryan is having a rough night, dude, he can just fucking go out and find whoever, or message whatever girl.
Yeah.
Or if he, if he wants to fucking dip out and drink as much as he wants, he could fucking do that. You know what I mean? If he wants to enjoy all those vices and all that, he can. But at what expense is it coming at now?
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? Like you said, millionaire, boxing champion, beat Devin Haney, no Diddy, good-looking guy.
Soft on the eyes,
No Diddy, soft on the eyes, And he's got it all. But whenever you're in a stage like this where, I'll go ahead and I'll break it down.
He ran the Oscar De La Hoya career,
dude. He's speed running it. Oscar was never this bad because Oscar would get his shit together when it came time for training camp. But look, dude, he's really having some sort of mental break. I think that's very apparent.
Dude, what if he comes back and he's like Mike Tyson after Mike Tyson got out of jail or prison? I guess Mike was actually in prison.
Yeah. Well,
could you imagine? He comes back with that aura.
Here's the thing, though, man. He's doing a lot of shit, and I even said this after he started talking shit to Caleb Plant, and I was like, dude, Caleb Plant would really hurt him. You know what I mean? Like, he would really fuck him up. Like, I understand that Ryan, you might fight at 140, feel like a hard man. I'm sorry, bro, but that guy's fucking 168 champ, man.
And he's a dog.
He's a dog. There's some real kickboxer too, Caleb Plant.
I didn't know that.
Did you not know that? For years, straight up years. You fight his AMI fights on YouTube. He has a bunch of them. So Caleb Plant, bad motherfucker. He would actually hurt you.
We could have had Caleb Plant in the UFC, dude.
You might feel like because you're
what weight class do you think Caleb Plant would have been at?
Probably 168 now, probably fighting at 155.
So 170?
155, 170, somewhere around there. Yeah. But I mean, look, you might think you're unstoppable and you might think you're this and you're that, but dude, like, life has a real funny way of coming back to fuck you up. If you're pushing this way in this, making these sort of moves,
you can already argue that it's catching up, right? You could already kind of make that argument that it's starting to catch up.
It is. It's like he's talked the shit. Now it's time for the...
Because I'm sure even like him with the mother of his children now, he's kind of... I'm sure she even feels some type of way. Like, I need you to relax. Dude, if you want to see your kid.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. And people, the mother of his children is like, well, the only people who give a fuck about Ryan Garcia.
I think it's because she knows. I think it's because she actually, like, just like probably his family actually know Ryan.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely know Ryan Garcia as the person. Because let's be completely transparent, Josh. Any of these people, any of these social media people, any of these actors, actresses, athletes, we genuinely, as people, do not know them.
Correct.
We think we know them. We really don't.
And we don't know behind closed doors.
And we've been tomfooled as the public. I mean, fuck, dude. We've mentioned him before privately, but fucking Kevin Spacey, right?
Yeah. Kevin Spacey was a well-known, not a well-known creep. There were like murmurs.
But it's like
he's a weird guy.
It's like
a weird guy versus rape is like huge.
But it's like, once again, like, genuinely, we didn't know until we knew. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We really didn't know.
You never know.
And it obviously,
hey man, for all you know,
no, stop. But it's very different. Because genuinely, none of us, outside of his family, maybe his really, really close friends, and probably the mother of his children, which when they do interact, because I've seen it, I've seen some stuff on the because I guess when Neon went on stream, she was there, they talked, and I can tell, like, she's like a normal human being. I'll give her credit. Like, when she started talking, and like, because I was like, I don't know, because I didn't know how she was going to be. Like, she seemed like a normal person, which I kind of fucked with, because I was like, oh, he definitely needs this. I was kind of like, he definitely, like, this girl legitimately knows this guy and knows there's a problem because he's not just giving back into him. And because he had, I mean, because she does like him. Like I said, I've seen it. I saw the videos and stuff like that. Like, I could tell, like, this girl definitely fucks with him, but she realizes there's an issue with this man right now that he needs to address.
She made a statement that he needed help as far back as when training camp started for Devin Haney. Like, literally right after they got divorced, the day their child was born. And she was like, yo, like, She made a whole thing on social media like, can somebody from Ryan's family please like? And you know what? None of that happened. None of that shit happened.
But it's hard, dude. It's hard.
It's true. It's true that you can't get anybody help until they want help. But also his family, admittedly, whenever they're asked about it, like, he's fine. You know.
Well, maybe Ryan, kind of like John, kind of, you know how there was those members of John Jones, like, people talked about like, oh yeah, you guys don't know the real John yet. Maybe it's kind of a similar thing to Ryan. Like maybe the family had experienced some of these ups and downs before with Ryan, but it never got to this point. And obviously he wasn't as big yet, so it was never this publicized. But it's like Ryan's now a man. Now he's an adult. Now he's this big star. He's put himself in these situations. He's outspoken, you know.
Yep.
So I think it could be a case of that where the family was just kind of hoping like, "Oh, die off. He's gone through this. He'll die off." Now it's not dying off. It's still going, and he's on this train of self-destruction that we don't know where it's going to end, but we know where it can end.
The same place where it ends for a lot of these fighters and sports stars who go crazy like this. And that's not what we want to see. And we're hoping for the best for Ryan because we talked about Ryan for a long time on the show. And I'll say this as a media guy who knows a lot of guys who talk to Ryan, I've heard nothing but good things. Nothing but good things about the fucking guy. So in private, and that's just the reality. And
John Jones is really well spoken in private too, John.
No, it's funny because I heard the exact opposite about John.
I'm joking.
Whatever. So I think we should go move on because there's not a lot to really say here because it's just another week.
How would you? This is on air. And
Jesus Christ,
we're on air.
Okay, hit me with it.
How do you think your face to face with John Jones would get? Your interview with John Jones.
So John, the night of September 12th, 2022. In a Las Vegas hotel room. Do you mind walking me through?
Do you think you could ask him these hard questions?
I think if I'm in a room with other people, probably. I don't know. I don't know, man. I've never really I don't know. I like asking hard questions.
It's your show. You know, it's your show. You know, you're on a huge set.
You ever see that video of
you're on a full production.
You ever see the video of Jim Rome getting fucked up in an interview by an NFL quarterback that he kept on calling? So there was this guy, I can't remember the guy's name. He kept on calling him like a female like tennis player's name because they had like a similar sounding name, Jim Rome. You know Jim Rome, like the announcer guy. And he was like, it was like probably like 2001, 2002. And the guy was like, "You call me that one more time, it's not gonna end up well for you." And he was like, it was Jim Everett. Jim Everett was like a football player for like the Rams, a quarterback. And Chris Everett was a female tennis player. And he kept on calling me in the interview. He was like, "All right, we got Chris Everett."
Was he fucking up?
He was fucking with him. He's fucking with him. He's trying to provoke him. He's like, "All right, we got Chris Everett
here. You got it.
We got Chris Everett." He's like, "You call me Chris one more time. I've seen your show. I know you like to do this one more time. It's not going to end up well for you." He's like, "All right, Chris." And he literally flips over the table and fucking pushes him down and like gets him in a fucking chokehold, dude. It's like, that would be me against John Jones.
Except you probably die.
I'd be like, "So, when your kid reported you to the police," like, speaking of John Jones, all right, we got John Jones fight news. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic is almost official for NYC Madison Square Garden in November, 1 year after their booking at UFC 295. Apparently, they're finally going to fight in NYC.
They're running it back.
They're finally running it back. Excitement level, I guess.
By the way, if one of these guys falls out, the only fill-in is Aspinall, right?
Dude, John Jones, you know what's happened? Let's say Stipe gets hurt. Let's say Stipe, he falls through a floor while, helping rescue a family from a firehouse. You know what I mean? Like the floor breaks or whatever. So Stipe needs time off. John Jones would go outside and amputate his left leg in order to avoid fighting time. I don't give a fuck, dude. I really don't care.
He'd fall on the back on wires.
He'd be like, dude, like sometimes I think about this, like I don't want to go to work and be like, what if I just fake tore my ACL right now? Like I just fucking, oh God, that'd be John Jones, bro. Yeah, no fucking way.
They need a backup, right? They need a backup.
I can't believe how long they're dragging this shit out. This fight won't happen for another 4 months. That's insane to me.
They need a camp, right?
I guess, but it is insane to me they're putting it off this long. Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't have a lot to say about this. I just know that it did get official. It flew under the radar.
Not like we didn't know it was going to be late into the year and in New York, and that it was going to be John and Steve. Yeah. This is all shit we really
exactly. So that's why I don't have a whole lot to say here. But it is officially, we finally have a date and a location for it. So we'll see what happens. This is the more fun conversation. Is the one we're going to end with. Joanna Jędrzejczyk has not competed since a loss to Weili Zhang.
China number one.
China number one. Back in June of 2022, she retired after the fight. Not over the weekend. Earlier this month, she was inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. There's International Fight Week. She gave an interview, and it really flew under the radar. She said...
There was a lot of fighters that gave interviews that went under the
Correct, which I found interesting. She gave an interview. Joanna Jędrzejczyk said she will come out of retirement for a women's BMF title fight. Not even like, maybe I'll do it. She said she actually asked Hunter Campbell, hey, if you make a BMF title for the women, I got to be in there, no matter what. So, Angel, who do you want to see? Because I think it's going to happen at some point.
I'm between two.
All right, hit me with, who do you want to see Joanna Jędrzejczyk fight for the BMF title?
Jessica Andrade or Carolina.
Carolina, that's a good pick.
Running it back one more time.
Yeah, both of those rematches. Run
it back, baby. They already got history.
Yeah.
Because look, they were already shit talk. Or if she wanted to come out of retirement, no other than her nemesis, Claudia Gadelha.
Oh, the trilogy?
Complete it.
I fuck with that a lot. I fuck with that hardcore.
Claudia Gadelha, like, I think we've forgotten, dude. But she was down to fight.
Claudia Gadelha was
Dude, there's that one picture of Claudia. I don't remember if she broke her nose, but she's just like bloodied in the face. Fucking still looks beautiful. But like, you're like, damn, that gal just fought her ass off. She's still young too. She's still like, maybe not even 30, like the 36 quote unquote washed age we have.
Yep.
How old is she? Can we see the age real quick?
She is 35.
35. She could still have been fighting. How long has she been gone now?
She retired in 2020.
It's been 4 years. Oh my fucking god!
From my understanding,
she's still very active in the UFC.
She's active in training, but apparently the reason she doesn't compete is because she had a lot of brain issues, which is hard to come back from. But
you can't come back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it was like more of a self-imposed retirement, but still, I fuck with all three of those fights. I was gonna say Jessica Andrade personally. I think Jessica Andrade makes a lot of sense.
We need options though.
So fine. Well, so you'll throw out Jessica Andrade, Claudia Gadelha, Carolina. I'll go Jessica Andrade. I'm going to go Angela Hill. Those two have never fought. And let's be honest here, Angela Hill has fought anybody across 3 different weight classes for about 2 decades now. I fuck with that. Fuck with Angela Hill. And then I'll pull up the rankings real quickly because I feel like there's somebody like that's on the tip of my tongue that I can't think of their name right now.
So here. Got them pulled up.
Yeah, women's strawweight. I don't know.
By the way, did the rankings get updated again?
Slightly, it looks like.
Holberg, no, that was last week.
Yeah, that was last week.
Mitchell Lopez, we already saw that.
Yeah, okay.
But like the Jillian Robertson one's updated down there. I don't know why. I could be absolutely wrong.
Yeah, she moved up 2 spots.
Good for her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It would be some form.
By the way, you like how Rocky Pennington is a champ, but she's not even in the top 3 in pound for pound women's?
Good, by the way.
Isn't that crazy?
Good.
Juliana Pena's ahead of her. Holy shit. When are they gonna?
I don't know who my third one would be. Maybe somebody fun, somebody young that's violent. Macy Barber, maybe.
She's a dog too.
She's a dog, man. She's a dog. I don't know why people hate her, but
she's cool as fuck.
She's cool as fuck.
She seems like
all bangers.
She seems super chill too. She'd be a fun interview.
I've seen her do interviews. She's pretty chill. Like she's fun.
She's got a good personality.
Yeah, man. I'd be down to see Joanna. Look, dude, I love me some Joanna Jędrzejczyk. If she wants to come back and fight anybody, I'll be there. No doubt about it. She could be fighting fucking anybody. So
she'd be fighting a man in there.
Yeah, you know what? Joanna, you think you're good? Fight Max Holloway for the BMF title. That's it. That's my top 3. You got those 3? I got
John
Jones, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. Jorge Masvidal, throw him in there. He won the BMF title. Come on, Joanna. You think you're like...
Oh
fuck.
She's gonna fight what's his name? The guy who fought her boy Mike Jackson.
He's gonna fight Mike Jackson, which would then lead to the fight with Pat Miletich because there's
former UFC champion.
Former UFC dude, the fact that Mike Jackson holds a win over a former UFC champion never fails to crack me the fuck up.
Pat Miletich.
Sure, he was 49 and had stormed the Capitol.
He might have been drunk at the fight.
He was definitely drunk at the presser. We know that one. We know that. Dude, that was they literally...
He might have used that money to pay for that same DUI.
Oh my God,
what the
dude.
Fuck?
Shout out Pat Miletich. Shout out,
So like, you're talking about Pat Militich's DUI, but you're talking about Izzy's DUI, you pieces of shit.
because Pat Mills just has like 4 of them. Like that's why I talk about it. It's also way funnier. I'm all about the comedy aspect of it. To be fair, I mean Pat Mills is in Iowa. There's not a whole lot else to do there. Anyways.
Right?
I mean,
To get drunk, right?
I went through Iowa when I went
Train and drink, right?
Yeah, I went through Iowa. There's nothing there. So yeah, man. And that's take that from me. I live in Kansas, dude. Like, and I'm realistic about it. I know we're not great.
We live like right next to Kansas City. If we went out west, we'd see nothing.
That's true. We live in the area of Kansas.
You've gone that way, right? Like
yeah. Oh yeah. There's nothing.
And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah. We live in the area of Kansas where it's like we're right next to Kansas City. We're in Kansas City technically. It's part of like the
we're like right
metro.
there.
Yeah. And then like if you want to go to like somewhere else in like Missouri, like the Ozarks are 2 hours away. You know what I mean? Like small drives and there's a lot of shit there.
Camping places, all of that.
Yeah.
You gotta go a little out.
Yeah, you gotta, but like small drives to get there, dude. I don't know if you're in Iowa, like where the fuck do you go? Like I don't.
Capital of Iowa, do you know? Exactly.
Fuck, I know I should remember. I used to know all of them. All the
I used to
states
know
and
them too.
capitals, Man, fucking elementary.
Do you know Kansas?
school.
Could you imagine?
Yeah,
It's
I love
shithole to people.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I love how our capital's a shithole. I wonder if that's the case for most places. I know Austin.
No, definitely not.
I know Austin, Texas. Austin's nice.
Austin's sick.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, let's close it out.
Yeah, let's close it out, man. I'm at Josh Evanoff on Twitter. He's at Angel Ortega _01 at Courtside Sound for all things relating to the show. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll be back next week as always. And on the road to 1600, we're literally like 2 ways. So if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, you should.
Subscribe.
That's all we got. Peace.
If you subscribe, you'll get eternal love.
Hey, you heard the man. Peace and buck grease.